Hey guys, welcome to Soul on Fire. We're going to ignite the passion within. I am your host, Noelle Agape, and today we are in for such a beautiful, beautiful treat, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for those that are watching the replay. Again, my name is Noelle Agape. I am a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness. And today we have an amazing guest for you today. We have Shelby Gilyard, and she is an NLP master practitioner, and she is a conscious business coach, guys. She is going to literally raise your consciousness just by being in her presence. She is pure divinity. She is the divine feminine, and guys, she is just pure light. So we are in for such a special treat. Thank you again for being here, guys. Today we're going to go deep into consciousness. We're going to talk about self-love. We're going to talk about what that looks like. We're going to talk about connecting to the highest version of yourself and all the things, all the components that it takes to actually get to the highest version of yourself, what self-love looks like. And guys, I am so excited to have Shelby on. We're going to do a little life hack before we begin. Again, thank you for everybody that's joining us, and thank you for the replay. So self-love, what does that look like? My goodness, self-love is such a big component. And in the health and wellness space right now, this is probably the biggest component that everybody really has to tap into, is everything that's going on in the world today, everything that's going on within, with COVID. Really, it comes down to self-love, and it comes down to self-mastery. And we're going to talk about both of those on this subject today. So self-love is really a powerful gift, that it is absolutely the greatest gift that we have. And if we don't have self-love, how it shows up in your life often is it shows up as your life is either chaotic, or you're lacking in finances, or your relationships are not really in a great place. It shows up in every area of your life. Self-love and self-mastery are the two components that are probably what I teach the most. So through that, how do you actually get to self-love? And that's what we're going to go deep into today when we talk to Shelby. We're going to talk about self-mastery and what that looks like, and connecting to the energetic fields and connecting to your higher level of consciousness. But just a component of self-love, really, there's so many components that your life is showing you where you're not giving yourself self-love or self-care, right? I mean, it could literally just be from, where you're not showing up in the way that you're supposed to in your life's purpose. You're not honoring you and who you are. You don't have boundaries. You don't have self-respect. You allow people to treat you a certain way, and you just self-love comes in so many different forms. But the one life hack that I want to teach you today, guys, is that self-love comes in the form of support. And so if you don't feel supported in your life, and if you don't feel like your relationships are going great, or you don't feel like your finances are going great, I want you to stop and say, how can I actually turn within and find what's going on with me? Where am I not loving myself in the area of my life that is really, I never say you're broken in any means, by any means, but where are you in your life where there could be improvement? And in that area of your life is where you can actually give yourself some more self-love. And so self-love looks like honoring yourself in every area of your life. It looks like spending time with yourself, spending time with nature, taking care of yourself, putting yourself sometimes before others, not always giving, but also receiving too. And receiving is such a huge component of self-love. If you're not receiving in your life, but you're constantly giving out to the universe, then one, you're way off balance with your masculine and feminine energies. But two, it's truly that you're not receiving the support from the universe, because the universe is always supporting us on a daily basis, right? It is always supporting us. It is always teaching us. It is always showing us where the direction is to go. And that direction is always self-love. In every area of your life, it's self-growth, self-love, self-mastery, right? That's the process. You have to have self-love first, then you have to have self-growth, and then you get to self-mastery, guys. So the one life hack today is how you can receive a little bit more of self-love is just honoring everything that you do. Know that feeling in your stomach before you actually make decisions. If it feels right, it's usually right. If it feels off, trust and honor you. don't make choices that are not in the best and highest good for you and everyone that's involved, right? Start there. And that's the life hack today. We will be right back. And guys, we're going to bring on Shelby, and she is such a beautiful, conscious being. And I'm so grateful to have her on here. She actually just joined my Infinite Wellness team, and she is one of my practitioners in our Infinite Wellness Hub, which is a hub for all health, wellness, and consciousness. And we have this amazing gift where we're bringing out to the world. It's all in one place, whether it's, yoga or whether it's NLP, and in the quantum world, we have that all in one hub. And Shelby is one of our Infinite Wellness practitioners. She is amazing and beautiful. She is like I said, an NLP master practitioner, and she is a conscious business coach. So we will be right back. And guys, honor you and honor all that you are. Make choices today that honor you. And we will be right back. Hi, Shelby. Welcome. Thank you for being on. We're so happy to have you. We're super excited to have you. Guys, thank you for joining us, and welcome back, guys. We are on a beautiful adventure today of consciousness, of self-love, of connecting to your highest self. And we have Shelby Gilyard here with us. And again, she is an NLP master practitioner. She's a conscious business coach, and she is one of my practitioners in the Infinite Wellness Hub. And so she is bringing her gifts to the world. Welcome, Shelby. Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited for you to be here, and everybody see your light, because you are, seriously, honey, you're one of this beautiful gems in this world, and the greatest gift that you get to bring to this world is you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for just sharing your light with our viewers. Tell us a little bit about you and who you are and your journey, because your journey has not been an easy journey to get to the highest level of consciousness. Right?
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in a Western family where my dad was a doctor, my mom was a nurse. So I was really exposed to this field of medicine and the human body from a really, really young age. And I went to school out east. I learned about biology. After school, I moved to Chicago, did my master's in biomedical sciences. And during this whole time after school, I was studying yoga. I was learning about Eastern medicine, and I was diving into areas outside of Western medicine that I knew was very fascinating, that, a lot of people are starting to integrate into Western medicine. So for me, I've always had this fascination with, herbology and plant medicine and the elements and how it all connects to help us heal. And more recently, the subconscious mind, right? I've done a lot of research in sleep research and, taken a lot of courses related to psychology, and the subconscious mind has just always been so fascinating to me, how we can tap into it for healing. So that's where I'm at right now. This whole journey has brought me to this place of being with Noelle, learning about NLP, using that with the businesses that I run, and helping my teammates out get to this next level of their life.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that's actually a huge component of, like, your entire family is in the Western medicine, right? And so here you are, and you've studied Western medicine, you've studied the body, you've studied everything, you did all the right things that society tells you to do. And then your soul says, let's go over here. We're going to do Eastern medicine, and we're going to kind of break from the norm. And so let's talk about the merge of spirituality and science, because that's such a huge component of really the biochemicals. I mean, that's what both of us teach, right? Understanding the body and the biochemicals, and understanding the neurotransmitters, what's going on in your brain, but the kinesiology of the body, of what's going on while you're connected to your highest self and spirituality. And so merging the two is the science and the spirituality. Let's talk about that, because that's really, coming from a family of doctors and then saying, yeah, I'm going to go teach NLP and work in the quantum world, right? How is that for your family? And what does that look like for you in your business?
Yeah, I don't really think they're too surprised. They've always known that I've been very spiritual and did yoga and meditation. So I think for them, they kind of see how this fits together with everything that I'm doing, with learning about, the human body in such great detail, and then going even deeper beyond the science, which is related to, oh, there's a little feedback, sorry. Going beyond the science, there is the spirituality aspect and the parts that science, the science wants to measure everything. It needs to have a number and it needs to be exact and there has to be proof. And I just got to this point in my life where I realized some things you can't prove, they just are. And it's really related to your beliefs and the beliefs you're holding. So I think I always challenge a lot of scientists, like, look beyond the numbers, look beyond the facts, because there's a whole world of things I think that human mind can't really wrap itself around, but it is truth, right? And it is there. And there's people who are healing within the quantum realm just by tapping into it. So it's really exciting work to kind of open this world up to some people who I know who are in medical school and research. They see what I'm doing and they're fascinated. They're like, this is amazing.
Well, I think it's like next level, right? What we do is next level because there's not very many people that there are the yoga teachers, which are amazing and beautiful and a gift to this world. And then there are doctors, which are amazing and beautiful and a gift to this world. But what you and I and a small group of people on this planet are doing right now is understanding that the quantum and the science behind what's going on in not just the medical field, but also the spirituality and connecting into the quantum and connecting into the different realms of reality. Deep subjects for many, but I love that you and I really explore, and we really do, right? We really just say, okay, this is the science part, because both of us have the science brains, right? We're like, oh my gosh, we love the science. And then we also come back and we're like, okay, but the biochemicals and like the science and the proven science, because you're a meditation teacher as well, and so am I. Let's talk about self-love, because that's going to be one of the topics, but really the biochemicals of self-love and what that looks like in your body and how that comes out in your brain. And we both teach meditation, but tell our viewers, maybe give them some hints on what the science of the brain does when we meditate, and how like the water that we put into our body and the food that we put into our body actually alters our DNA and alters everything within our biochemical fields.
Yeah, it's powerful when we can close our eyes and go within and really just listen to our body. I think a lot of people are scared to do that. They're scared of the thoughts that come up. They're scared of how their body might feel. But when you tap into that space and you listen, it gives you the answers you need, right? If you're having a pain in a certain area of your body, putting that attention towards that pain, understanding why it's coming, what it's there to teach you. With diet, I think a lot of people don't understand how important the food that you're putting into your body is, and how real using plant medicine, plant-based diet is so important. Actually, my whole family is like plant-based. Even my boyfriend's family's plant-based now. And, you see the effects of it. You're putting living, real food into your body. And when you drink water, that's living water. It's not dead. It's not contaminated. It goes into your body and it detoxes you. It clears out all of this stuff energetically and physically that you've been holding in, and it moves it and it shakes it and it releases it from your body. And that raises your energy. It raises your vibration. People can see it in your eyes. They can feel it when you're near them. And they're like, what have you done? And it's simply a matter of eating properly, drinking living water, and putting the things into your body that are going to help you detox and raise your vibration. So I love helping people do that, and they see the difference, and their family does as well, which is really nice. And you just feel better too. You feel overall like that energy is radiating from you, and people feel that, and that's really powerful.
I love that so much. And then it's so true, right? Everything that is in our body, everything in that we are all energy, right? And I teach that every day, all day on this channel, right? Is that we're all energy. And so what people don't understand is that like food actually has a vibration and water has a vibration. And what are you putting into your body in that moment, right? And it's not just about, oh, I'm going to eat an avocado and then I'm going to have self-love, right? I mean, it's truly like it's making conscious choices in every area of your life. Like, how can I be better in this area of my life? What is my life teaching me right now? What is showing up in your life? And the easiest way, guys, and both Shelby and I teach vibrational frequency, understanding vibration and raising your frequency and getting to a higher level of frequency, because we are all energy and we work with the matter and we can move it into the waveform. And so from that space, from the chemical and the biochemical space, really what people don't understand, and just to put it in layman's terms, is that, it's the choices that you make, right? The choices that you make on a daily basis. And self-love is a choice, right? I mean, self-love is such a powerful choice that I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to own me. I'm going to have boundaries. I'm going to actually take care of who I am. I'm going to actually exercise because the neurotransmitters get shot to my brain, right? I mean, the food that goes into your body, your gut is your second brain and your heart is the most powerful brain that you have, right? We have 3 brains, and I talk about that all the time. So self-love doesn't just come from, I'm going to eat an avocado and I'm going to exercise today, right? And so there's so much more that goes into it. Let's talk about your journey of self-love and self-discovery on a high level of consciousness, because that's really, it's such a hard journey sometimes, because so many people can give and it's very easy for them, but to receive is a big thing. And I say this all the time, is that if you're not receiving support in your life in any way, then you're not in self-love, right? Because support is a form of love, and allowing that into your space, that's actually a frequency and a vibration, right? So you have to connect to that to get to that, because if you're at a lower frequency and you're in a lower space of anger or hurt or shame or guilt, you're never going to be able to see beyond that, which is love and hope and honor and respect and everything, right? So let's talk a little bit about that. Maybe tell our viewers about your views on self-love.
Yeah, well, self-love for me has always been related to meditation, movement, eating, and connecting to the elements. And that means getting out to nature, slowing down, forgiving yourself for anything that you've done in the past or things that have happened to you in the past, because they've all happened to get you to where you are. And so if you're at a place, even if you're at a place where you're not really happy where you are with your life, with your physical health, emotions, finances, just by being aware and by having that consciousness and that awareness of where you are and forgiving yourself, you can move forward and you can move past it. And so for me, self-love has been healing, going through the healing process, educating myself on different ways of healing, and investing in myself in order to learn other ways of healing, because I think that's really important to do. But healing encompasses so many different things, right? It can be physical healing, it can be mental healing. I did a lot of energy work and just a lot of more play, right? More not being so serious and having to shift from being serious and trying to get into school and going down this path to letting things flow, really leading with my heart and not so much the mind, and just connecting to those moments when maybe thoughts would come up, right? Thoughts about the future. I'd get stressed, I'd get worried, all of these things would come up, and now it's really a matter of trusting and surrendering. And I think that's a part of self-love as well, is letting go of the need to have everything put together in the perfect little wrapping, and that's not how life is. It's going to be bumps, there's going to be ebbs and flows, but just learning to ground yourself, I think, is another form of self-love. Grounding into your truth and why you're here in this body for the time that you're here. And yeah, that can be really, really humbling to ground yourself into your truth. So
I love that so much. And I teach the same as you, tapping into your body and listening to your body and understanding what's going on, because that is, if you want to understand where you are on the vibration of self-love, the closest thing you can possibly do is connect to your body. So if your body is not in, and I teach the difference between alignment and awareness, right? And so alignment is, you can be in alignment with fear. You can be in alignment with obesity. You can be in alignment with lack, right? But the difference between awareness and alignment is you understand where you are in your life. And that's part of self-love, right? Is taking the time, and one, you said investing in yourself. And I love that so much. And it doesn't even have to be financially. I always suggest, I'm doing this 17 years and I have a coach and you have a coach, right? And we have spiritual advisors. And so I suggest that. But what I suggest even more is that you invest in yourself, in what brings you joy, getting out to nature. I'm actually taking the time to eat healthy, and I'm actually going to work out. And, it doesn't matter where you are, because, you and I know NLP, and I'm a trainer in you actually, I just got certified as a master practitioner. And so if your belief system and you're looping through, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not safe or secure and protected, I'm not lovable or whole and complete, then what happens often is that emanates out into your reality, right? And so you're the looping in your mind, your thoughts become beliefs, and your beliefs and patterns, and then your thoughts become patterns, your patterns become beliefs, and then your beliefs become your reality. And everybody's like, oh, we control your reality, but nobody really understands the depths of the quantum world of self-love. Like, self-love is your highest connection to your highest self. Self-love is your connection to source. Self-love is living in this body and saying, I'm owning all that I am. And if you're in any of the other vibrations of the lower frequencies of, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not safe, which society has programmed us to do, we then are not living connected to our source, connected to our highest self, right? So maybe talk a little bit about that, and how you teach people to connect to their self in their highest level, and how you just the process of, it's such a beautiful, beautiful process to go through. And it's never an easy journey, right? I never say it's bubbles and unicorns, come play with your soul, right? It's like, oh, we're going to show you your shadows, and then we're going to get through the shadows, and then you're going to get to your life purpose, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So that a little bit.
I mean, I feel like I'm just a guide. I'm here to help people see a part of them that maybe they've been blind to unknowingly, because of, society, their parents, their friends imposing upon them a certain way of being and living. And I always tell people, I'm here to help you unlearn a lot of stuff, so that you can learn again what your truth is and what your soul really came here for. And I think so many people have been forced to go down a certain path in their life, go and work at a certain job, go and take a certain route, and they're not fulfilled because they're not really living their soul's true purpose. And part of what I like to do is just bring people on a call and really have this awareness of where they're holding on to these beliefs. I like to ask them, all things about their life, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially, just where they're at, and point it out. Like, hey, here's where you're holding on to a faulty belief. We're going to show you all of these different things that you're holding on to. And we're going to almost, like, I like to think of it as like plucking a weed. You're going to pluck this weed from your subconscious mind and place this new seed of, encoded information that you want to have grow, right? And you won't see those fruits right away. It might take months, it might take years, but you're going to have the tools now to know how to keep nourishing that seed. And so that one day you will see the fruits of that action. So I just love to point it out to people, kind of where they're at, and help them see in the future where they want to be, and really tap into that energy of what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like, who's going to be around them, and bring that into their present moment, so that they can know, okay, this is what I need to embody in order to get to that place that I desire. So it's really fun work to do.
That's so amazing. And let's talk about meditation and how important, because you teach meditation, right? And so do I, and how important meditation is to getting to that space And the different, there's different levels. We're in a level of conscious light right now that's the beta consciousness, right? And to get to a higher level, the theta, and all the way up to the gamma, which is where you actually change your programs, right? And you do that. So talk a little bit about the consciousness of the mind and the body, and making the mind-body connection, and doing that.
Yeah. So when we bring ourselves into the state of theta, which is like our awareness, or I like to say our seat of consciousness, we rise it above our body into these higher realms, and it opens us up to receiving lots and lots of information and downloads, and just ideas that we need to integrate when we come back to our body, so that we can then start to take that action and do the things that we need. So tuning into that theta state, or just any type of meditation, tuning into your body or being guided, it's going to help you, yes, lower your mind chatter for some people. For some others, it might help you with just observing your mind chatter. Maybe you've never done that before, and that can be scary, but it helps you like dissociate from the fact that you're not your thoughts. Your thoughts are, moving through your mind, your body, and you consciously get to choose what your thoughts are based on your programming. So I think meditation is such an amazing tool to help you come back to your truth. I think people should be doing it every single day. I love meditation. It's been such an honor to be able to guide people through that process, and even in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes, see the shifts that they've felt just from really tapping into that space. So it's amazing work to do.
I love that so much. And it truly does change. It's just science. It changes the biochemicals in your fields. And it's the only way. And I say, I say this all the time, if you're creating from a space of fear or anger or hurt, and you're creating from the space of, I have to do this, I have to get this done, and just, anxiety in some way, that's what you're going to produce. Right. And so if you go into meditation and you actually calm your neurotransmitters, and you calm your brain, you calm your body, and you get in alignment with what you're actually creating and bringing out to the world, that connection is such a deep, beautiful connection. And you and I meditate an hour in the morning and an hour at night. My practices saved my life beyond means, as well as, it just changes me. It changed who I am. I feel I've never felt more alive in my life because of meditation. And I can't stress enough. And so many people say to me, Noelle, I can't meditate. I can't quiet my mind. I can't do that. And what I say all the time is do what brings you joy. This is a form of meditation, whether it is running and hiking, or for me, I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I'll jump off a cliff, right? And so I'm not, I teach meditation as well as I do other things for a form of meditation, mountain biking, and all this other beautiful gifts that the world brings us. Pet your dog, read a book, go for a walk, just connect.
Prayer, mantras. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And so let's talk about what it takes to really, truly step into being a conscious business coach, right? And so let's talk about that for a minute, and let's talk about what that looks like. Just for a quick tip, because then we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to go deep into business and consciousness, and how that is like really, you have to have self mastery to have to be a conscious business leader. You really can't just come out there. Anybody could be a business person, right? Yeah. Anybody can come out into business, but to be a conscious leader and to be a conscious business person that is bringing consciousness out to the world, it's a huge responsibility. So let's talk a little bit about fear and what that looks like, and how meditation can actually change fear, and how biochemically you can change fear, and turning fear into love, and raising your vibration to a higher frequency, so you can actually align with something that is on a higher frequency, not align with something that is on a lower frequency. Talk about fear a little bit in your life.
Yeah, well, fear, it's present. Everyone has it. Even Elon Musk the other day said, I have fear. He's the man's changing the world and attracting so many amazing people into what he's doing. And he says, I still have fear, and I do it anyways, because fear is there to teach us, not to hold us back. And so many people let fear drive the wheel of their life. And I kind of like to say, like, fear, I put fear in the back seat, I buckle it in, and I tell it to be quiet, because it's not driving. I'm driving the car, and I'm driving the vehicle of my life. So I think one way that I really love to help people with fear is help them realize that you can transmute it with connecting to the element of fire and really giving your fears to fire by, writing it down on a piece of paper, writing all your fears down, just like word vomit, and burning it and releasing it to the world and to the universe, because those fears are there to teach you. They're not there to drive you. And everyone has fear that comes up. Everyone starts in business with fear. I'm sure Noelle has had fear come up.
No, I have. Yeah, every level of growth that I've had from solopreneur to freedompreneur to entrepreneur to global impact, every single level of growth, there has been fear for sure. Yeah. And so I always say, I use fear as a motivator, not a debilitator. And I love that you said, fear doesn't control you, you control fear. And just like your mind doesn't control you, you control your mind. And it's a conscious choice. And it takes deliberate effort to get through that barrier. But once you break that barrier, that's where you have you control your life, right? And it's funny because you put fear in the back seat and you're like, have a seat back there and you take control, where I literally have a conversation with fear and say, okay, fear, like, I'm going to jump off a cliff right now. I'm in Bali, I'm going to jump off a cliff right now. And you're going to, or I'm going to, move my business from 6 to 7 figures, but I see you, but you're coming on a journey with me, because, fear's always there, but it doesn't mean that it has to rule us. We get to choose how we want to participate with fear. We get to choose how we participate in every aspect of our life, right? We get to choose how we show up on a daily basis, because honestly, how many days have you had where it's like, oh my God, I stubbed my toe. Oh my gosh, this happened. And then it's like this spiral, right? Because and then you're in that vibration and that's what you're emanating out. And you're like, oh, I just had one of those days. Or you stop and you say, oh my God, I'm terrified of this. This scares the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. I am going, like, it legit scares me. I mean, whether it's commitment or whether it's jumping off a cliff, it's the same exact chemical in your brain, right? And so you use fear as a driver and a motivator, and you drive, right? And then that's such a big thing. And I love that you said that. Well, we are going to take a quick break. Our show today is sponsored by my company, and it is Noelle Agape Global, and Infinite Wellness is our wellness hub. And Shelby is one of our practitioners, guys. She is amazing and beautiful light, and she is going to literally, you spend time with her, your life is going to change. So today's sponsor of our show is Infinite Wellness. We will be right back, and we're going to talk about being a conscious business person. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for everyone that's watching the replay. Today we are talking with Shelby Gilyard. She is amazing, beautiful NLP master practitioner, and she is a business coach, and she is conscious as anything. Guys, we are talking about self-love. We are talking about self-love. We're talking about moving to yourself out of fear. We talked about moving you into a greater version of yourself. We talked about making the mind-body connection and what that looks like biochemically, and actually having enough self-love to understand and have communication with fear and your body and what's going on deep within your soul to get you. And life always teaches you. It pushes you in the direction. It is never happening to you. It is happening with you to move you through life, to get you to a higher level of yourself. And that's what we talked about in the first part of this show, guys. Again, welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you for everybody on the replay. Shelby, welcome back, honey. So let's talk business. Let's talk about what being a conscious leader looks like in business. Let's talk about what that actually, it's a huge responsibility. Anyone can own a business, right? You go down to City Hall and fill out the paperwork, you pay whatever you have to pay, you own a business, right? And so the journey between solopreneurship, freedompreneur, entrepreneur, and then making global impact is really the journey that you go on now. And we have moved with Infinite Wellness to making global impact. We're a collective group of beautiful, conscious women. Now we're inviting men. We just have women. We have all women right now, but we are all health practitioners getting health and wellness out to the world in a conscious way, in a responsible way, practicing in the sense that there were the highest level of vibrations, highest level of consciousness, coming together as a collective, knowing that society needs this today. So this hub of Infinite Wellness that you have recently joined, and we are, let's talk about that. Let's talk about being in business and understanding what it takes to be a conscious leader, because every single one of us on our team are conscious leaders, right? We are bringing our gifts to the world, and we are these beautiful divine lights that are just powerful. And really, again, we're all women right now, just kind of work out that way, but it is, we are inviting men to come with it as well. But we're this beautiful hub of health, wellness, and consciousness, and we're bringing it together collectively to bring that out to the world. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about being a conscious business coach. What do you teach people to do? Maybe give our viewers some tips and takeaways of how to be conscious in business, the responsibility of being a conscious leader, what that looks like.
Yeah. So in business, I like to think of business as being of service, right? You're having solutions to people's problems and really listening to them, really hearing them out and hearing what they're going through, and providing the solution if you have it, and if you don't, pointing them towards something else, right? Because it's not about the money, it's about the impact, and it's about the down the line, the future, that what the solution can provide to this person's life, whether it's helping their family bring in another stream of income, or it's helping one of their family members who might be having health issues, really pointing them towards a direction of something that might ease their pain, their worries. And it's rewarding work, but it also takes a lot of work to put into everything into motion, right? And attracting in people, I found that when I started my business last year in 2019, I had all these fears come up, and what if this and what if this, and then I just realized, but what if it does work, and what if I do attract amazing people to my team, and what if I do impact so many people's lives, thousands, millions of people's lives, just by continuing and being persistent and knowing that, yes, I'm in business for myself, but not by myself. And I'm here to be of service. So I have a team around me that supports me every day. They are here cheering me on. I don't think I could do it without them. Like, you do need support when you're in business, whether that's a mentor or a coach or a community, just someone to turn to when you feel like screaming or crying or giving up. Like, they're there to lift you up and help you. And I think that's one of the biggest things to have, when you're being of service, surrounding yourself with those who are on the same wavelength as you, who want to make the same type of impact as you, and who are going to hold you accountable with love, of course.
I love that so much. And there has definitely been times where all of us have been held accountable, right? So, I mean, my coach holds me accountable, and I've held you accountable. And we say all the time, right, in this world, that there are moments where you love us, and there are moments where not so much. And then you love us again in the end, right? And so let's talk about service and what that looks like, right? Our life at Infinite Wellness is developed. Literally, I created Infinite Wellness for, it is a life of service, right? Every single practitioner in there is healing everyone, is activating everyone, is moving people to a higher level of themselves, right? They're living their purpose. They're living a life of service. And every one of us, every single one of us are doing big things, not just within Infinite Wellness, right? You're doing amazing things with water and with hemp. And I want you to talk about that as well. But there is not one of us within this hub. And I want to talk, you said so many key things. Community, right? Community is the most important. You cannot do global impact without community. You just can't. You cannot do global impact alone, guys. Together we rise. We do this together. We are all in this together. And that's what everybody doesn't understand, is that when you're in it, in business for yourself, or you're in business to make money, the money will come. I promise you, if you're living your purpose and you're living in service, the money will come. Right? You just get in alignment with your purpose and service, and clear all your limiting beliefs and clear your energy, the money comes. And so let's talk about that and the power of being in service. Let's talk about, like, I mean, I can't tell you every one of the people on our team. There are probably 6 different things that they're involved in, and every single one is purpose driven and service driven. Every one of us, right?
Yeah, that's so true. I think when it comes to service, we just look at our world right now and humanity. A lot of people are stressed out. They're freaking out. They have lost their jobs. In terms of physical health, people are at an all-time low. I mean, cancer rates, diabetes, heart disease, sleep issues, you name it. There's so many issues people are going through. And so there needs to be other solutions. So I think what a lot of us provide is these natural solutions, right? These solutions of going within to heal and realizing that the healing does come within rather than from the external, from someone else or from something outside of us. It really does come from within. But we also have tools to help that healing, right? And part of what I do is I sell Kangen water machines for the company Enagic. And this water is living water. It goes into the body to detox and heal you from the inside out. Kangen means return to origin. So that means it's essentially returning your body back to that state of complete and utter health that you have when you're born. So I love sharing that water with people. I love seeing how it helps people really detox and lift their energy levels up higher. When I started drinking it, I got rid of all my migraines, which was amazing. I used to have really bad migraines. And just to see how it's impacted so many people just from simply changing their water. I think a lot of people are unaware of how contaminated tap water is and how bad plastic water bottles are, not only for our health, but for the environment. They start to wake up and see, wow, there's this tool that, I can have this clean water that has extra molecular hydrogen in it. It's alkaline. It is easily absorbed in the body because it has really small molecule size. And on top of that, it provides a community and another stream of income for those who are interested. So I've loved sharing Kangen, and it's been such a beautiful journey to watch people heal with that water as they join my team. Yeah.
I love that so much. And I can't look, you and I know that future pacing, we're going to change the world on a big level. And I can't wait till we bring that to Africa, and we just, we're changing the dynamics of humanity. And thank you for doing that, because water is one of the most important elements on this earth. And I love that you said something really, really important, honey. I want to touch base on that is the natural elements of the earth that all of our practitioners, everyone in Infinite Wellness, we all are working, and we're all licensed, we're all credentialed, and we all have crazy ass degrees and crazy credentials, yet we're all working in the natural path, right? I mean, I don't know any of us that doesn't have a master's degree in psychology or science or something, and tons of credentials, yet all of us are working in the natural form of healing as well, right? So we're taking, again, science and spirituality, immersing them. Let's talk a little bit about hemp and what that looks like for the body. I again, this is an exploration for me, and I'm working with products always with health and wellness. I mean, if it's health and wellness, I am doing it in my body, right? It's nothing goes in my body that is not organic, and it's 80-20, but I'm 100% understanding what's going in my body. 20% of the time I'm yeah, I'm going to play a little bit, and 80% of the time I'm that's it. I'm clean as anything, right? And so the products that we, each of us have different products that we work with. I do a ton of health and wellness stuff. Natural foods and natural supplements and all that stuff. That's the stuff that I work with, as well as the quantum fields and all that stuff. You work with hemp too. You work with the water company, and you work with hemp. And so let's talk about the effects of hemp on your body and healing and what that looks like.
Yeah, so hemp is this amazing sacred plant that's been put here for us to heal. Our body has this endogenous endocannabinoid system for a reason, so that we can consume this plant, and it helps to balance us. It helps to regulate our immunity, and it's just overall great for balancing our system. So when people use hemp, they start to see that it helps to, bring their anxiety levels down, their pain, their physical discomfort. For some people, it helps them sleep better when they start to take hemp. And so when you think of all the different ways that this plant can go into our body and regulate different systems, you realize it's there for a reason. We have this here on this earth for a reason. And it was made, obviously, criminalized in the past. More and more states are starting to make it more legal. There's obviously two different types of cannabis plant. There's hemp, and then there's marijuana. And hemp is the form that can be made into so many different things, like paper, clothes, extracts.
That's
And
crazy to me. That's like,
I know there's
it's
so many different ways it can be used. It's amazing. And so essentially, more and more people are going to start using this hemp because it has been made legal as a crop at the end of December 2018. So that means it's deregulated, which means there's going to be a boom in the amount of people who are going to start learning about this, the research that's going to be coming out, the business opportunities that are going to come out within the hemp industry. And the specific company that I work for right now, Prime My Body, they are globally expanding. They have just done so many amazing research studies with NFL players, them being able to really get back to their true self after giving their life and their bodies to this game that has damaged their nervous system. And one of the things that really differentiates, our products versus others is the amount of CBG that is in our products. And CBG is a cannabinoid that essentially generates new nervous tissue. So for players who have had, arthritis and all these peripheral, pain issues and, not being able to think well, cloudy mind, they take this and within a matter of, 30 seconds, they can start to think again and their mind is clear. And some of the videos and testimonials that they've had of these players has just been fascinating to me to see. So it's definitely, it's growing in popularity. The stigma is starting to decrease with what it actually does. There's no THC, it's non-GMO, soy-free, all organic. And I think when people try it, they'll see for themselves, this is the real deal. This is why this product is expanding and more people are getting excited about it.
Well, I love that. And so you hit on a couple of things that are super, super important to living a conscious life, right? And that's what the show is about, health, wellness, and consciousness, right? And so let's talk about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system and how that's affected. And when you're in stress and you're in flight or flight, and how you're activating from a place of stress, and you're activating your neurotransmitters that are getting fired are really not even being fired at the highest level that they can. It's a very low consciousness. It's a very low frequency, a very low vibration. Let's talk about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and what that looks like as a conscious leader, and how to get to the place where you can be in a beautiful state of homeostasis with your body, so you can be a beautiful conscious leader and bring yourself out to the world in a better place.
Yeah, I think in terms of just being able to focus and continue to show up each day for your team, you need to have something that boosts your ability to focus, but it's not necessarily like caffeine. I think caffeine is something that is such a high stimulant for some people that it can actually have detrimental effects on your nervous system to the point where you're over anxious and, your heart starts to pump really fast. And so a lot of these hemp products allow you to kind of calm down and bring you in out of, fight or flight into rest and digest, but still have that mental clarity to keep going through the day, which is, I think, one of the most beautiful parts of this. I don't drink coffee myself anymore. I haven't drank coffee in probably 2 or 3 years, I feel like. And I used to be a barista myself. So taking these products and seeing how they really help you get through the whole day. And on top of that, just all of the things that are related to business, of getting on calls and giving your energy out and, having to show up and be fully present, having something to kind of bring me back in and ground me is really, really powerful. And that's what these products have been able to do for me and for others who are leaders on our team. Just having this as a tool to ground us and bring us back to that state of rest after giving so much of ourselves all day.
I love that so much. And when we're moving from a place of stress, we're actually that's what we're emanating out into the world, right? So it's such a beautiful gift that we get to understand the body, and so many people are being conscious, and so many people are being awakened to the body and the chemistry and what's going on with it, neurochemically, and actually understanding the brain from a neuroscience point of view, and changing who you are. Guys, guys, I am super, super excited. Thank you, Shelby, for being here. We will be right back, guys, and we are going to talk a little bit about infinite wellness. We're going to talk about what that looks like as Shelby, we're so excited to find out what you're doing because you have a bunch of things coming up, right? And so we will be right back, and then we'll... Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you, those that are watching the replay. We are here today and we are talking about health, wellness, and consciousness. We are going deep into the biochemicals of the brain and the body and what that looks like and how to connect on a higher level. We talked about meditation. We talked about actually conquering your fear. We talked about what it looks like in your body and to put natural products in your body. We talked about absolutely becoming, the greatest version of you through self-love, guys. And loving yourself means honoring all that you are and making conscious choices in every single day of your life. Shelby, thank you so much for being here again and welcome back. And so we have a few minutes left. Just give us viewers just a quick life hack of how to de-stress on a daily basis. I think that that's important, right? You have a master's degree in biochemical, right? What is it? Biochemistry?
Yeah, biomedical sciences.
Yeah. And so give us some life hacks on how, like physically, people can actually manage stress, right? We teach meditation, we teach the quantum world, we teach NLP, we go deep into that when we work with people on a daily basis, right? Which is amazing and beautiful and a gift to the world. But what are some things that people can do on a daily basis to bring their body back to homeostasis?
Yeah, so I'll just say from what I do whenever I get stressed, that might be able to help people. I dance in my living room. I think it's so powerful to move your body and not really care who might be watching. My dog or my cat watch, and they're just going to stare at me. Movement, right? Getting your body moving, sweating, watching something that makes you laugh, doing something that's more like childlike play, I think is really important to bring your stress levels down. Laughter is such an important part of life. I think that if you're feeling stressed or anxious, find something, some video, anything to make you laugh, and that will help bring your stress levels down. On top of, eating the correct food, right? Because your anxiety is directly linked to your gut. And so if you're eating poorly, that's only going to make your mind chatter and your anxiety be worse and worse and worse. So eat a healthy food, cook a home cooked meal. There's something so therapeutic about sitting there in the kitchen and cooking up something amazing with love, not only for you, but for your loved ones. Using hemp products, those are amazing for bringing your body back to homeostasis. And meditation, also inversions. I think inversions are something that a lot of people don't really realize how amazing it can be for your brain to get oxygenated blood flowing back to your brain. So if I'm ever in a stressful situation, I'll go and just put myself on the wall and put myself in an inversion. And if you're scared to do that, then simply like Uttanasana, which is forward fold. It's a yoga pose where you just forward fold, let your shoulders drop, and just like release your jaw tension and just let it all go so that you're not holding on to it in your body. Another thing is massage. I know there's some people who maybe aren't comfortable with that, but for those who are, I love massages, but some people kind of back away from it. But I do find that physical touch and really getting out the little knots that are in your back can do so much good for you, especially when you're in that place of holding on to stuff, So many different activities that I do, getting out to nature and just sitting in the grass, just laying in the sun, getting vitamin D is so important. And I think with the way the world is right now, a lot of people think, okay, I have to stay inside. I can't go out, but you need vitamin D. Your body needs that in order to stay healthy and happy. So get outside and lay in the sun somewhere. You don't have to be near anyone, but get some form of vitamin D. I think that's extremely important as well to maintain your happiness.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is just such that's right there. There were so many juicy little tidbits in there. So thank you so much. Shelby, you are a gift to this world. You are a gift to my team. Thank you so much for being on our team. Thank you for stepping into your purpose and your power in all the areas of the businesses that you are in. And thank you for joining Infinite Wellness and bringing your gifts out to the world. And thank you for, again, you're doing like 6 different things. All of us are, but I appreciate you and honor you. How can people find you right now? They can find you at noelleagape.com, and she is one of our coaches on at Infinite Wellness, guys. If you want to work with her, I promise she will change your life. She is beautiful, pure, divine light. Just being in her presence, she will put light through you. She's one of the most powerful women that I know. Other services that you have as well.
Yeah, so people can find me on Instagram. My Instagram username is Goddess Panacea, which is spelled GODDESS PANACEA. And yeah, I also have a website where I really talk about future things that I want to bring to life, which is panacealovehealth.com. And yeah, you can find me on Noelle's website. I really look forward to connecting with you who might be, really feeling called to work with me. I think that it's all up to the universe, right? If you're calling this in, then it's meant to be. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you more. Oh, it looks like we lost Noelle. Okay, well, while we wait for her to come back, thank you guys for being on the show. And we will, I'm sure she'll be checking back in a few moments. It looks like we still have a few more minutes left. We'll wait to hear back from her.
Hi guys, welcome back. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened there. So we are going to give Shelby the last couple minutes. And hi, I don't know what happened.
I think I don't know what happened either.
That is crazy. That's never happened to me before. So where can people find you very quickly, honey? I'm sorry to have cut you off. I know that you're working on some amazing things. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so people can find me on Instagram. My Instagram username is Goddess Panacea, which is spelled GODDESS PANACEA. And I really just post a lot of amazing content on there about, stepping into your power, subconscious reprogramming, connecting to the elements, and all that I do with my team there with Kangen and with hemp. And of course, you'll be able to find me on Noelle's site and soon Infinite Wellness. So really looking forward to that and all that we're building there.
I am so excited to have you. You are such a beautiful gift to this world. And guys, please visit Infinite Wellness to, if you want to see Shelby, go to Instagram. She's an amazing, beautiful light and a gift to this world. Thank you, Shelby, for being here. We love you. And I'm so happy that you're on our team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. I'll talk to you soon, honey. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all that are watching in the replay. I absolutely love today's show because we get to the core root of consciousness, right? We got to talk about fear. We got to talk about being a conscious business leader and how that actually looks as a responsibility to take care of you. We talked about self-love and what that actually looks like. And guys, we literally have taken you to the next version of you. I love you so, so much. And I am so beyond proud to understand that you are a gift to this world. Guys, take your gift and your power and use that. I promise the world is going to change when you use your power. I love you guys, and we will see you in the next video.